ni iki cyakubabaje?
Inkuru mbi no kumva ko benshi mu bakobwa begukanye amakamba barabaga babizi, kuba abatsinze barabaga babizi mu ntangiriro no guta igihe cy'abandi bakobwa. Bamwe mu babyeyi bashagaga gutanga ruswa kugira ngo abakobwa babo batware amakamba. Ntabwo ndi buvuga amazina yabo, ariko barabikoze.
The Choice Live.
Ndabashuje mu mwese mukurikiye The Choice Live, nizere ko mumeze neza cyane. Ngiye nitwa Phil Peter, Inisibo TV. Ndi kumwe n'umutumirwa wacu uyu munsi rero, akaba ari umugabo uzwi cyane mu ruganda rwa fashion mu Rwanda. By'umwihariko ariko impamvu ari kumwe natwe akaba ari uko yaciye mu irushanwa rya Nyampinga w'u Rwanda, akaba yarabaye umu judge mwaka w'ibihumbi 2015. Afite experience ashaka kutuganirizaho n'ibindi byinshi bitandukanye bijyanye na saga imaze iminsi ivugwa ya Miss Rwanda, ibiberamo n'ibindi bitandukanye. Gusa nubwo avuga icyongereza turaza kugerageza kugira ngo ikiganiro tugishyire mu kinyarwanda mubashe kucyumva muri benshi. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
John, tuguhaye ikaze mu kiganiro.
Murakoze cyane.
Umeze neza se?
Meze neza.
It's been a couple of years without seeing you in Rwanda. Where were you?
I've been away. I went back to New York. I left in 2018, just before COVID, and I got stuck there.
Hashize igihe tutakubona mu Rwanda. Ese waruhugiye mu bihe bikorwa, waruri mu bihe bihugu?
Twakoze igitaramo mu Yapani mu murwa mukuru wa Tokyo, ni Kigali International Fashion Show.
Oh, you got stuck there?
No, actually, I did go stuck as per se. Is we did a show in Japan. I had a show in Tokyo and
The fashion show?
the fashion Kigali International Fashion Show.
What were you doing?
Kigali International Fashion Show.
Oh yeah, your show back in Japan.
Yeah, in Tokyo. And COVID started, so I moved to London. And then London, I had to just quit back to New York. And that's when everything started, so it was closed. We couldn't go nowhere.
I see.
That's the reason why I got stuck there. Yeah.
I see. So how do you introduce yourself in details? I just said John, but people really want to know who you are in details.
John Bunyeshuri.
Nubwo natangiye nkwita John, ariko abantu bakeneye kumenya John wari we.
Nitwa John Munyeshuri. Nabaye cyane mu ruganda rw'imideli.
I've got two daughters. One is 25. The other one is my adopted daughter from my brother who passed away. They all live in New York and they're all in the fashion industry. I got into fashion by default because they're into fashion. They're the first people I started managing when they're doing modeling and fashion. They started doing designing and I got impressed and I thought I should come to Rwanda and see what I could do with the young people here. Yeah, and the rest is history. So yeah, we did well.
The rest is history. Were you born in Rwanda?
No. I was born in
Wavukiye mu Rwanda?
Oya.
And grew up in Nairobi. I studied in Nairobi. Then in 1984, I moved to Canada. Then 86.
Four?
19.
To Canada for?
I moved to Canada to study and live there. Yeah. And 1986, I moved to New York. Ever since then, I've been in New York, back and forth to London, between London and New York and Geneva. Yeah.
A lot of people will be actually questioning why you don't speak in Rwanda. You know, in the comments they'll be asking.
I know. I get that all the time. You know, I share. My mother is Rwandan from.
None kutavuga ikinyarwanda kandi ndabizi neza kabenshi baza kubyandika mu bitekerezo.
Navukiye Kampala, nakuriye Nairobi. Mu 1994 nagiye muri Canada kwiga. Mu 1998 nagiye New York. Ubwo niho ntuye ariko njya London, Geneva kenshi cyane gashoboka. Mama avuka i Huye, ni umunyarwandakazi. Papa ni umuhima w'umunyarwanda.
So that gives the reason why I don't speak in Rwanda, and I've been here for 10 years.
Ngiye impamvu ntavuga ikinyarwanda. Njye naje mu Rwanda mu 2011 je kugira abantu fasha ibya fashion. Niyo mpamvu ntavuga ikinyarwanda.
I understand like 40%.
That's great. Do you mind me asking in Kinyarwanda and you respond in English?
How about we stick to English?
Stick to English.
Just so I don't have to mess around, you know?
I'm actually trying to stick to my people because I know a lot of them speak Kinyarwanda, and this is actually a fully Kinyarwanda content station. Yeah, that's why. So, but we try. We'll be mixing, no problem.
We can mix, yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Understand.
How do you describe your love for fashion? When did you start loving fashion? Who inspired you?
Who inspired me is many years ago when I did international public relations. That's what I studied in New York.
Ni gute wisanze mu mideli?
ubwo nari i New York nakunze ibijyanye no kumurika imideli kandi abakobwa banjye nibyo bakora. Ni uruganda ruteye imbere cyane kandi rurimo amafaranga. Nimenyereje iby'imideli i New York mbona biragenda. Ntabwo nize kumurika imideli pe, nabigiyemo bintunguye.
Abroad they get abused a lot. It's very common. So I had to stand in there and support them and manage them, make sure no one lays a hand on them, because I'll go crazy with that. You know? So when I say work with my daughters, and I did a bit of, I was not employed with the New York Fashion Week, but I did some little work with like an internship, but not officially. I used to sneak behind and go and check it out because my daughters were working in the modeling industry, so I used to stick behind the backstage and do some little work there and get connected as well. Yeah, so in a nutshell, I go into fashion by default. It's not something I studied. I'm not a fashion designer. I don't do anything in fashion apart from promoting it.
Sintunganya imyambaro bamurika. Nta n'ikindi nkora kijyanye nabyo usibye kuyiteza imbere.
Promoting it. And you also have one of the biggest shows, fashion shows in Kigali International Fashion Show. Is your foundation, right? I won't say, I don't want to take the credit alone because I've done this with several people.
Ni gute wagize igitekerezo cyo kuzana ikirori cyo guteza imbere imideli? Wari ufite iyihe ntego?
I give credit to most of the young people I've worked with over the years and designers like
hashize imyaka myinshi nkora n'abanyamideli batandukanye kandi harabonafashe kwiteza imbere babaye ibyamamare. Umuntu umwe wanteye akanyabugabo ni Mutsara uririmba umuziki wo mu njyana ya jazz. Twahoze turi nk'inshuti ariko turabavandimwe. Undi ni Roza Kabuye yigeze kumbwira ko afite iduka asaba kugira icyo dukora. Nahise ntangira icyumweru cyahariwe kumurika imideli.
Upcoming, but the platform really helped them to promote themselves and be something. So I call that a plus. Yeah.
How did you come up with that idea of bringing up a fashion show like that one, and what were your visions?
You know, when I came here, I don't know whether I'm allowed to mention some names. Am I allowed to do that? I came.
You can, yeah.
Okay, I came to Rwanda because I always want to give credit to people who supported me to do what I did. I don't know it all, but when I came here, I met people who were very good to me. One of them is Mutsara, the jazz musician. We became good friends. We're like brothers now. And another good person I really met was Roza Kabuye. Roza Kabuye, she was very supportive, and I worked with her. I remember sitting in the office with her and she told me she had a shop, and I said, okay, what can we do to improve? And I said, let's start a fashion week. So that's how it all started, and I involved Patrick Mohire. So many people were behind me. I don't always say that I did this on my own. I wouldn't do it without them. Yeah.
Before actually got stuck, like everybody did in the industry by COVID-19, I actually heard a lot of people saying your fashion show started disappearing before COVID. What happened with the Kigali International?
Kigali Fashion Week yagenze biguru ntege mbere ya coronavirus. Ese byagenze gute?
It didn't disappear, but at times, remember, I've grown old. I'm 55 years old. I'm an old man.
Really? 55?
Yeah, 55. And there's a time reaches and you lose interest. Your interest goes down as you grow older. When I was in my 40s, I was running about with the kids and young boys and girls. But as you grow older, you feel that maybe it's time to give the baton to the next person. However, it might have gone quiet here, but my vision was not just to do fashion show in Rwanda. My vision was to take the brand abroad. So I launched European tour of Kigali International Fashion Week. I went to Switzerland, Germany, Holland, Belgium.
urabizi se ntabwo nari mfite gahunda yo gukora ibirori by'imideli mu Rwanda, nari mfite gahunda yo kubigeza ku rwego mpuzamahanga. Nagombaga kuzenguruka uburayi bwose, mu Budage, mu Bwongereza, nyuma nagiye mu Buyapani na Singapore, kandi nazamuye ibendera ry'u Rwanda. Haciyeho iminsi mike dukoze Kigali Fashion Week i New York. Icyerekezo cyanjye kwari ukuzana ikirori kiri ku rwego mpuzamahanga rwo kugeza abana bacu ku ruhando mpuzamahanga no kubageza ku isoko ryo hanze y'u Rwanda. Ubu nkorana n'ishuri rya fashion mu Butaliyani, iminsi imbere rizafungura amashami mu Rwanda. Ishuri rimaze imyaka irenga 50 rirakomeye mu Burayi hose. Urazi ko twatangiye Kampala Fashion Week, Bujumbura Fashion Week, turi gutegura Ghana Fashion Week. Gahunda ni ugufasha abakiri bato kwisanga ku masoko yo ku isi hose.
And explore and learn and sell and create markets. That was my vision right from the beginning, and that's why I went out of it, out of my little comfort in Rwanda, and said, let me do this and open up new markets. Right now we're working on a fashion school from Italy. We want to open it here in Rwanda, in Ethiopia. I coordinate Ethiopia, Rwanda, and Seychelles. So that's the vision I have. Yeah.
That's nice. So the school is already established in Italy.
It's one of the oldest schools in Italy, and it's into fashion, and one of the oldest in Europe, not just Italy. It's about 150 years old. So
what's the name of the school?
La Paulette. It's Italian word. I don't speak Italian.
It's just like me.
Yeah, but it's called La Paulette, and it's a very good school. So we're trying to open up the branch in Rwanda as a first choice, because I'm from here, and Ethiopia. I work with Ethiopia very closely with the Addis Ababa Fashion Week. I work with them very closely, and Kampala Fashion Week. We launched Kigali Fashion Week launched Kampala Fashion Week. You probably didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Kigali Fashion Week. Yeah, we launched Kampala Fashion Week. We launched Bujumbura Fashion Week.
What was that?
2014. And Bujumbura Fashion Week was launched by Kigali Fashion Week as well. And we do help to produce Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week in Ghana. So my vision was not just to do events in Rwanda and girls come and boys, they showcase and go back and sit down. I thought it doesn't make any sense. There's no objective. So I had to go out of our comfort zone with the young people and say we need to explore the world, and you get to create more markets. You get to learn from the best in the world here.
While you were trying to promote the fashion industry in Rwanda, I want to ask you something. Have you ever had, this challenge, of how Rwandans think about the fashion industry itself, the models, fashion designers? Because at times you find people saying fashion is for people, are lazy beautiful, the young ladies and boys, these unemployed people who doesn't want to go for job. Those are the ones who goes for fashion. Ever caught yourself, facing challenges like those ones? Rwandese mental.
Hari imyumvire rero ihari mu Rwanda k'abakora imideli, hari abanebwe cyangwa se ababuze aho berekeza. Ubivuga iki?
Absolutely. And not only Rwanda, I think in most countries in Africa, they have the same kind of belief about fashion. In Ethiopia, I was in Ethiopia for some months when we were launching Addis Ababa Fashion Week, and the Ethiopians, some of them were thinking the same.
Ntabwo ari hano gusa ni ku isi
Uganda
hose.
the same.
Nari muri
And the reason
Ethiopia
being
uko
is
batekereza. Nta
they
kintu
don't
bazi
know,
kuko ku isi yateye
because
imbere nko muri Amerika
international
uzi ko
fashion
ibijyanye
is the biggest
n'imideli.
one. It's a billion
Kandi ababikora ni
business.
abaherwe.
In
Icy'ingenzi
America
ni
and
ukwigisha
Europe.
abantu
Here
ko
in
fashion
Africa,
atari
it's
iy'abakuze,
not. We all just
atari
do
iy'ababuze
hobbies.
icyo
It's
bakora.
our hobby to do the design.
Mfite abakobwa
Most of
babiri.
them going to school to study
Mbafasha mu byo bakora byose.
I totally
Bakora
understand.
imideli kandi
I
bameze
remember when I
neza.
started here,
Nyamara ababyeyi bo muri
2011,
Afurika
we did
ntibafasha
show
abantu babo gukora ibyo bifuza.
the Chinese restaurant. I forgot the name. There's a Chinese.
Sheila?
No, the one down
Which one? Close to this Lemigo Hotel? Which one?
next to Rubangura's. Some of this. There's a Chinese restaurant there. Yeah.
Town?
Yeah, in town. Yeah, I forgot the name.
Which one was that? Bamboo.
Yeah, Bamboo. That's what the first show we had, and I remember Miss Rwanda France was our guest of honor, Lawrence
Sonia.
Yeah, and to be honest, it was very disappointing because parents didn't want any of their kids to be in that.
That was back 2011.
2011, yeah. And parents didn't want it. They undermined it. And I don't blame them because it's something new. And I remember most people that we got at the girls from the streets who thought that, oh, this is another entertainment. And they came and showcased. And yeah, it was okay, but that's not what I expected. But you know, they say never give up. Just keep moving. And I knew that the best way to do it is for us to teach people that fashion is not just for failures. I'm not a fashion designer. I have 2 daughters, and I support them in whatever they're doing. And they said, they want to study fashion, I said, go ahead. But parents were not supporting. In general, arts is not something that parents would support in Africa. You agree with me? Yeah. And fashion is one of it. So I thought the best way for me to do it is to train and teach. And I remember 2013, I brought LDJ, the producers of New York Fashion Week. They came to produce Kigali Fashion Week in Serena. And that's when parents opened their eyes up and said, whoa, this is good, actually. It was good because then I had some designers go to New York for internship. So that's when it picked up and people took interest. 2013, 2014, we had more than 150 people coming just to want to apply to join. Ever since then, I saw so many fashion weeks, fashion shows opening up. So that's a good sign that people now understand it a bit more. But we still have a long way to go. Yeah.
That was a really good one. And so how do you see the industry of fashion in Rwanda, after COVID-19? Because we mostly kind of shut down. But some of the sectors are trying to coming back, like music, movies, comedy, they are trying. But fashion, I don't see anything moving right after COVID-19.
Nyuma ya coronavirusi urabona icyerekezo cya fashion mu Rwanda byinshi byarahungabanye, ariko hari ibikorwa biri kwisuganya. Fashion yo bite?
The problem we have in Rwanda or in Africa, we don't have unity. Because if we work together and share the synergy of whatever each person knows or the skills, would go far. But it's very, very popular in America and Europe. People work together to develop whatever sector they're in.
Abantu bakeneye gufatanya bagatera imbere. Ikibazo dufite hano mu Rwanda dushaka gufatanya. Miss Washington ni umunyarwandakazi kandi ngo umujyanama we. Twebwe abanyafurika impamvu dusuzugurwa nuko twumva ko tudashoboye. Ntabwo ari ngombwa ko abazungu baza gukora ibyo twagakoze.
The whole world has had the same impact with the COVID. I told you I got stuck for 3 years. I couldn't come back here because of COVID. But however, we were still doing some few things that just to get the project moving. I mean the sector. During COVID, we had Miss Washington, the winner of Miss Washington USA. She's a Rwandan, Jolie Bwiza, and I'm her manager. Yes, and she's a reigning queen, Miss in Washington. I still manage her until now because there was COVID. They couldn't do much. But she was with about 30 girls, black Americans and white Americans. But she stood out because she knew what she wanted. And obviously I had a good manager because I'm passionate to promote Rwanda worldwide. So that was my calling. And when I saw that she's got what it takes, I said she has to win. My vision and my quest was to see her win. And she won. But Africa, because we're Africans, we should not let a white man come and do things for us and give us always begging. No, that's why they look down upon us. That's why they say they are racist. Not because we made ourselves to be hated by them. Because you just look at it this way, Phil. If you give someone money every day, you give money, you get time and you get tired and you say, I can't give no more. Especially if you give without receiving. And that's the problem we had in Africa. People just receive, and white man says, they're beggars, they're slaves.
They just can't keep giving.
Yeah. So that's the same thing. We have to change our attitude. The question is, are we going to change and work together and improve any sector, not just in creative industry, but any sector? Yes, but we have to. Someone has to be. They have to give up all the rest and focus, and they have to have the zeal to do it. Without the zeal, you can't do anything. You have to have the will to do it. Yeah, I have the will. So everyone else has to have the will. One person can't do it alone. Yeah.
Let's go to this Miss Rwanda saga training right now. You've been a judge in 2015 and Miss Rwanda, and I think you might have heard of the saga.
Wabaye mukemurampaka muri Miss Rwanda muri 2015. Ibiri kuba warabimenye?
Yes, I did, and to be honest, I've had so many people asking me about the same question, and because it's under investigation, I think it's better I lay out. I have my own views of what happened before and what happening now. I would love to say a lot, but at times the court of justice might take that against me, so which is not good. You know that.
nakabaye mvuga byinshi ariko inkiko zankurikirana kandi si byiza. Iri kuba rero biteye agahinda. Kigali Fashion Week ni mpuzamahanga kuko ugiye muri Aziya, i Burayi, Amerika hose barayizi. Miss Rwanda rero ni brand nini kuko ari iya leta, ariko yahindutse nto cyane kubera abayishinzwe bayitegura ntibazi kugenzura neza ibyo bakora.
Because if you go around the world and ask, go to Asia, Japan, internationally and ask for,
Locally, Miss Rwanda is something else.
No. What I'm trying to say, the brand, Miss Rwanda is a big brand because it's a government brand. However, whoever has been managing it, they made it so small compared to other brands. Me, I'm talking about Kigali Fashion because it's my brand, and I know the impact it has made as selling Rwanda internationally. That's what I mean. If you go to New York or Tokyo or London and talk about fashion in Rwanda, the first name will come up is Kigali Fashion Week. But if you talk about Miss Rwanda, most people don't know because the boys or the girls who have been managing it, I think there was some mismanagement. They needed a bit of a skills to shoot this further. Yeah.
I see, but if I say you're one of the right people to comment about this, I won't be wrong because you've been a judge in Miss Rwanda, and I think this beauty pageant also falls under the fashion industry. So yeah, tell me, what is the most shocking part you've seen as far as this saga is concerned? Maybe something you read on social media, maybe something you've seen in different mainstream media. What's the most shocking part? Shocking part as far as Miss Rwanda is concerned. As you watching from a distance, what is the most shocking part you've seen?
Hari ibyo wasomye ku mbuga nkoranyambaga no mu bindi bitangazamakuru. Ni iki cyakubabaje?
I think the most shocking part is to hear that most of the girls who win, they've been framed to win. So basically, whoever wins, they already know that they're going to win at the beginning. So it's a waste of these other girls' time to come and join. For me, that was shocking. 2015, I was very strict.
Inkuru mbi no kumva ko benshi mu bakobwa begukanye amakamba barabaga babizi, kuba abatsinze barabaga babizi mu ntangiriro no gutegeka abandi bakobwa. Bamwe mu babyeyi bashakaga gutanga ruswa kugira ngo abakobwa babo batware amakamba. Ntabwo ndi buvuga amazina yabo ariko barabikoze. Igihe nari umukemurampaka ababyeyi bashatse kumpa ibintu byinshi cyane kandi kenshi narabyanze kuko sinjya ruswa. Abakobwa bashatse kumpa amafaranga za miliyoni bashatse kuzima. Birumvikana n'abategura irushanwa. Ndavuga ibyambayeho. Hari umubyeyi wigeze gushaka kumpa ruswa, umukobwa we yegukana ikamba, narabyanze. Hari umukobwa wansabye ko duhura ngo anyishyure, narabyanze. Naramuhakaniye kuko ndi inyangamugayo. Mu 2017 barampamagaye, hari Michel Karangwa n'abandi. Nanze kuba umukemurampaka kuko nabonaga birimo amanyanga.
People have been talking about it. No, yes, you're trying your best. We're all trying our best, but at least you're doing the best of what you can do.
I take it as a compliment.
Yeah. So you see, I think we all have to be professionals in what we do, and we be the best of what we do. So that was really shocking, because why waste the girls' time when you go around the country and bring them on board, and they, you know exactly that you're wasting their time. That's shocking. Yeah, I think they should change the whole concept of how, if Miss Rwanda...
Before we actually get to what should be done, I want to ask you, if people are saying that a lot of girls who wins, they are framed, do you agree with that as someone who's been part of the judging committee?
I agree with that.
You agree with that?
100%.
Also happened to you, they kind of, tried to give you some briefings, telling you this one has to win, happen?
Yes. And I said no. And I said no.
Were you the president of the jury?
Sorry?
Were you the president of the judging committee?
I was the head judge, yeah, at that time.
You were the head judge.
Yeah, and another thing, parents as well, they're very corrupt too. Some parents, because parents, and I don't want to mention names or any girl, but parents as well could be corrupt. And they, many times when I was a judge, parents offered to give me so many things. I said, no, I'm uncorruptible.
Yeah.
The girls offered me money. One girl particularly offered me £1 million. I said, I don't want.
Back in 2015, the competition was managed by the same organization, One Inspiration Backup.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what happened? If you refused, they hired you, they were paying you, you were supposed to fold their loans.
No.
niba abategura irushanwa baragutegetse gukora n'uwuha ikamba ukeka kubyanga kwawe hari icyo byatanze.
Inspiration didn't bribe me at all. I have to make clear. They wouldn't do that. But I'm talking about the parents and some of the girls. Yes.
Now, I'm talking about framing somebody who's going to win the crown. Are they framed by who? Because you said a lot of people are saying that girls who takes home these crowns, they are framed. Framed by who?
Oh, well, it must be the organizers. It's the organizers. Because the only person who has the power to do that is the organizer. Not the parent, not anyone else, not other girls themselves. It's the organizers. They decide who wants to win and who doesn't. And of course, based on what criteria they want to use. Yeah.
So you mean back then the bribing people was from the parents, not from the organization?
No. I wouldn't say that only parents. It's a general thing. I just gave an example of what happened to me personally. Personally, I had parents begging me to have their girls win. And I said, I cannot decide. It's a committee that decides. I can't do that. Personally, I had one girl, not girls. One girl asked me to meet someone and she wanted to pay me. I said, because I always believe in ethics. When I do a job, I believe in ethics, that it has to be professional. I cannot sell my soul for money. That's what it is, yeah.
I see. So if you say the organization didn't, try to corrupt you or tell you do this and this, let this win, do you think they might have changed their minds or their ethics or their way of operating and then start, framing girls for the crown from the organization?
I will tell you something. After 2015, when I was involved, 2016, I was not very interested because I seen what happened. 2017, there was a tender and we won the tender. Our company.
2016, they called you.
2017.
No, I mean 2016, they called you for as a judge.
Yeah, they communicated with me what I want to do because that was Mike. I think they were with Mike Karangwa and some other people, and I was not interested because I was not really happy with how they do things, and they know that, and they didn't like me. I know they didn't like me, that's for sure. But however, 2017. There was a tender and we won Miss Rwanda.
Mr. John, please allow me to do this. This is a very big issue. You saw the president commenting about this. You saw the first lady made the ladies. I think what we're discussing right here will probably help the country and the girls in general. Maybe those ones who've been part of the competition or those ones may be thinking of coming in the next years. That's why I want us to kind of be honest and if it's a spade, we call it a spade. If it's a spoon, we call it a spoon. That's what I want. Tell me, you said you were not interested because of the way they do things.
Yeah.
Who are they? And how do they do their things?
I always believe in professionalism. And if I see people not professional, and they know, because I mentioned that, I told.
Who were those people? One
Inspiration backup, because they're the guys who organized the event, and I mentioned that to the late Joe, minister as well, and people, other organizers, because I didn't want the way things are done.
How were they doing their things?
Unprofessional.
Nemera gukora kinyamwuga abategura Miss Rwanda ntabwo bari bazi ibyo bari gukora nanabibwiye nyakwigendera Joe Habineza akiri ministry abanzi neza twakuranye muri Kigali Fashion Week bazi ko ntajya nca ku ruhande mu 2015 Ministry Joe yazanye abantu muri Nigeria abastar nari umushyushye rugamba mu kirori Abanyanigeria bari bikuje abakobwa b'Abanyarwandakazi narababaye mbona ko ntakwiriye kuba ndi muri uwo mwanda abo bakobwa batangaho pasi nari imbazi muri Kigali Fashion Week na muri Miss Rwanda nari imbazi yego nibyo ariko sinari hariya ngo mbone byose none se mu 2015 abo bastar bo muri Nigeria bari kumwe n'abakobwa bato bacu babaga bakora iki njye mvugisha ukuri nabwiye abantu ko abo baza hano mu Rwanda baba bakuriwe n'abakobwa bacu nta kindi kibazana. Mu bihumbi 2017 bashyize ku isoko Miss Rwanda ngo tuhatanire, twaratsinze ariko ntabwo bari duhaye, ahubwo barisubije Rwanda Inspiration Backup. Twamaze amezi 6 turwanira. Minisitiri Uwacu Julienne yahoze ayobora Minisiteri y'Umuco na Siporo avuga ko barisubiza Rwanda Inspiration Backup kubera ko Minisitiri Julienne yari yatanze iteka narabyakiriye. Icyo kora nanze kuripfana, nababwiye ko ukuri kuzajya hanze igihe nikigera. Uri kunshaka amakuru acukumbuye. Ntabwo nzi impamvu minisitiri yabyivanzemo akajugunya batsindiye isoko ntitubizo usibye ko bitanumvikana.
I guess it is. I mean, I'm not there to see everything that happens, but when I saw those Nigerian men, why should an old man from Nigeria come to Rwanda just for what? What's the interest? What's the interest? And then you see them with young girls. What's the interest to this? In the cars driving around. That was 2015. And I said, what is all this? And I remember telling people, and I tell you, most people, I mean, I'm very open. I speak this with the word, the truth. I told many people that these people are coming here just for girls, nothing else. And I said it. I said over and over again.
It's one of the reasons why they called you the next year 2016 and you refused.
Kwanze kongera kuba umukemurampaka byatewe n'iki?
The 2016, it was all in rumors that, oh, John is, because I was in and out. So I came back here, I traveled, I came back, and it was Miss Rwanda, and said, oh, John, they're intending to have you to be part of it. Would you be interested? Because that time, 2015, of course, I was there, and they liked what I did because I was very strict. Not the backups, the ministry.
The ministry liked what you did.
Yeah,
the organization.
The ministry liked it. The
organization didn't.
No, of course, they didn't like me. And I know they didn't like me. Until now, they don't like me. They don't like me. They don't talk to me. They never used to talk to me. And I understand, because if you're dealing with if you're two people doing the same job and one is doing it differently, and me, I would not back down to their standard of doing things, because I find myself more above that. Yeah.
If I can recall, 2015, that's when Dorian won.
Yeah.
In 2017, you went for a tender.
Yeah, they put out a tender because there were so many rumors about this, that they're going to change and all that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went and we won the tender.
Mm-hmm. You were with the two girls that...
That's Natasha and Janine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can remember them. You were with them?
Yes.
Your company won?
Yes. Okay.
What happened later?
Well, after wrangles and all that, remember it took about 6 months fighting that. And Julianne, the minister, she said, no, they gave it back to the inspirational backup, which was really, really sad. And RAC, I remember meeting RAC, and I told them, come on, what's going on? They said, you know what? We can't do much because the minister is involved, Julianne. I said, okay, that's fine. And I remember saying, the truth will come out one day. That's all I said.
Oh, so you mean we're ending this show without telling people the truth?
No, the truth is now. They realize that the backup didn't do a great job, right? That's what I mean.
I see. What do you think the minister was involved in? What did they have to turn the tender that you won? And
I think that's upon the government to investigate that. Since they're doing investigation, I don't know why the minister rejected people who rightfully won the tender. It doesn't make sense. Even no one understood why.
Some people think somebody who is kind of bigger as a position in the ministry was behind this.
I think so.
Miss Rwanda.
If they say that, maybe I would believe that. I don't know who, but I would believe that too.
You also heard of that?
I heard about it. Yes, I heard it.
You didn't try dig deep down and know who is the person.
I wish I was Rib. I would have dug down.
I see. Now you've been watching the competition from a distance. You don't think the competition kind of grow up?
Iyo urebye usanga Miss Rwanda itarateye imbere nubwo bireba udahari.
You didn't develop at all.
I think 2015 was the best and last. Yeah.
How would you explain?
Umva ntakubeshye Miss Rwanda 2015 niyo yari ya nyuma ibayeho nziza. Nta muntu ushaka kubivuga ariko niko kuri. None se uvuga gute ko abantu bakoze aya makosa imyaka ikagera ku 10 abantu bagacicika? Ntabwo bisobanutse na gato.
Because I can judge from what we did and what went on after It was horrible. Miss Rwanda became the white elephant in the room.
Bisabye imyaka 10 kugira ngo ubutabera butangwe, ibise birasanzwe birenze ukwemera. Reka hari amajwi numvise
that no one wanted to talk about. I had so many interviews of leaders commenting about this. Even at one point they said they should scrap it and just forget about it. But obviously they just kept on moving, going on. But my question is how they let the boys, if they knew, and there's someone who knew that these boys were doing what they're doing, and they still kept on going for 10 years. That's why it doesn't make sense. And I heard what the president was talking a few days ago. And apart from the president, I had so many other people in the government. I've got friends who were in the government. And they were talking, oh, this Miss Rwanda. But I'm saying all these people are talking, but no one does anything about it. For 10 years. It's taken 10 years to get justice for this kid. Isn't that incredible? It's horrible. Horribly, incredibly.
I can see it. Yeah. I can feel it. Yeah. But on the other side, people are saying this is kind of jealous related. Whenever there is, money, platform, and opportunities, people will still always be, angry at you or get jealous of you.
none se nta shyari bafitiye Prince Kid.
But there's proof about this. If it's jealous, there will not be proof. I've had some of the audios from what have been put out there. It's not about jealous. People who say jealous are the ones who are close friends to the boys. But the reality is there, and there's proof of everything. Yeah? The scandal was there. And in any way, I always say that
abavuga ibyo bishyari ni inshuti za hafi z'uriya muhungu. Ukuri kurahari, ishyano ryaraguye rirazwe. Twebwe abagabo turabanyantege nke. Iyo ukorana n'abakobwa bisaba kwihangana kuko wagwa mu bishuko. Ni bake muri twe twigenzura. Rero icyiza no gushaka wagenzura abakobwa. Ntabwo ari byiza kuba ari mu bakobwa benshi uri umusore. Hari abambaza uko nabashije kugenzura Kigali Fashion Week muri iyi myaka yose nta mabara abayemo. Icyo gukora nkiri umukemura mpaka muri Miss Rwanda, abakobwa babaga baranyuze muri Kigali Fashion Week babaga bafite ubwoba kuko nta marangamutima ngira mu kazi. Nibashaka abantu banyabo abarindwi bahe izi nshingano bakora akazi. Si ngombwa sosiyete runaka, kompanyi runaka, ahubwo abantu banyabo. Bashaka abantu bakuru, abagore n'abagabo bafite abana. Oya rwose ntabwo basore bakwiriye ziriya nshingano bahakaza ababyeyi.
Fashion Week for all these years without any scandal because I know what to do. I know that the girls have got to be managed by girls, and I don't make myself vulnerable by exposing too much and talking to them. No, I don't have time for that. And the girls know that. Even those girls in Miss Rwanda, they knew how tough I am. I remember 2015, they were saying the only person we were scared of is John. Because they know me from Kigali Fashion Week. When I was a judge, they were all shaking because they know I'm tough.
So do you think this is going to be or should be the end of Miss Rwanda?
No, I don't think it should. It shouldn't. This is a good brand for the country to create young ambassadors. It's a leadership platform. I would call it a leadership university for young girls to explore the world, get to learn, meet people. Can you imagine having a Miss Rwanda go to the UN and talk on the behalf of this country? The UN platform and talk. I've seen Miss talking, Miss England, Miss USA on the platform. That's why they should not scrap it. But I think they should get the right people. Don't get a company. Just choose the right people, 6 or 7. Put them together and let them do this job. That's the best way. This business of tender, they should scrap that, is useless. Because whenever you put a tender, because they go for the lowest bidder, and you get someone who just left the university, who's never had any experience in doing this thing, and just takes it on. And what happens? They'll come in, they want to make money, they're looking at cars, they're looking at women, they're looking at cars. Get mature people, women and men, who have children as well, not just boys who are, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I see what you're talking about.
Parents,
But Miss Jody once said, for somebody to be qualified, as a valid person, he or she doesn't have to be married, That's what she said. She was like, for me to be.
Miss Mutesi Jolly aherutse kuvuga ko gukora neza inshingano bidasaba kuba wubatse.
The organizers. The organizers should be married with children, because then they'll respect.
But we can still have some mature single people.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're there. I don't deny that they're there, but
simbihakana ndavuga muri rusange nibashaka ababyeyi babahe ziriya nshingano si ngombwa bubatse ingo cyangwa se bashakanye sinakoze ubukwe ariko nkora neza. Icyo nshaka kuvuga nibahe Miss Rwanda abantu basanzwe bafite inshingano bakora neza. Ibaze guha Miss Rwanda abagabo babona abakobwa nk'inyama. Niyo mpamvu mpora ndinda abakobwa banjye kuko uru ruganda rubamo amabara menshi. Nibatangize inshingano ku bantu b'inyangamugayo.
Not screwed up, thinking of things of you see, some men look at girls as a piece of meat, and that's why I protect my daughters, because I know that happens in this kind of industry, in the beauty pageants and fashion. These things happen all the time, but then you have to have the right leadership to manage it well. That's all they need to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might have seen they also brought Mr. Rwanda.
Wabonye irushanwa rya Mr. Rwanda?
Yeah, I saw that.
You commented about it before? Or?
No, never comment about it.
What do you think about it?
I'm not in favor of it. I don't know why, but it's not my kind of thing that I would look at.
I
don't know, because
see it as a universe for,
Miss Rwanda, Miss World, ariko sindabona Mr. Universe, Mr. World.
No, but
sinshaka gutuka abantu ariko simbyumva impamvu yabyo. Birashoboka ko ntabyemera ariko abandi babyemera.
Mr. Universe, their own bodybuilding and all that stuff, and come on, now you see a Rwandan boy who has the body to go to the Miss Universe with big muscles. Anyway, I don't agree with those things. It's not my kind of thing, you know. And that's why I cannot even comment on that. No interest. No interest whatsoever.
So because we've never had a lot of Mr. Competitions, that's why you're saying it's not something good?
No, it's not that. It's that it's just because I don't want to say things and start. People said I'm offending them, because one time I said something and they said I offended people and all that stuff, and people complain. So I tried such a thing. I'd rather not make a comment, because I might make a comment and they offend so many people, and that, So I'd rather say it's not my thing. I don't believe.
Why not offending them if it's the truth?
No, because the truth might be truth to me, but not truth to them. So the truth is all.
It's gonna be your opinion.
Yeah, but my opinion is not to talk about it.
You're allowed to do so. Mr. John Bunyeshuri, it was a quite nice interview to do. Thanks. And what are you looking forward to do in the fashion industry?
Ahazaza ha fashion yawe ni he?
I want to have a school of fashion here. That's the core for the industry to grow. And that's why we're working on the Italian school.
Ndashaka kuzana ishuri rya fashion hano mu Rwanda, muri Ethiopia, Seychelles no mu Burundi. Hari abahanga mu mideli nshaka kuzana bagafasha bacu. Iyo uhura n'abantu uriga ukunguka byinshi. N'ibigumira hamwe ntacyo ugeraho ntukura. Abahanga imideli bakwiriye kuba mpuzamahanga. Duhanga udushya iyo migongo biyihambiraho. Bafungura amaso bari ku isoko mpuzamahanga kandi bahore biga ibigezweho. Ubwo se tuzahora tudoda ibitenge. Oya twaguke. Abahanga imideli bafunguke kandi bahure n'ababikora ku rwego mpuzamahanga. Ishuri ni vuba rizafungura imiryango, ariko hagati aho hari abo twereza kwihugura mu Butaliyani bazigisha abandi. Hari abo muri Ethiopia 5, mu Burundi 5, Seychelles 5 bazajya kwihugura muri Ethiopia. Leta yaho izishyura 50%, andi asigaye yishyurwe n'ibihugu bazaturukamo. N'abantu 20 bazajya kwihugura, bazagenda bihugure bagaruke bigisha abandi.
But migongo, kitenji. I don't even wear those things. It's boring.
You should stand up and do something.
Yeah.
I see. Thank you so much for coming to the interview, and hopefully we meet next time when the school comes or when you want to do something else.
The school is going to take some time. They wanted to open sometime beginning of this first half of this year. But there's so many other things, because there's Italian learning. They have to take some people back to Italy to study, train the trainers. So we are working on that to get some, maybe 5 from each country. Here 5, Ethiopia 5, Seychelles and Burundi, that's 20 people go to Ethiopia. The Ethiopian government is paying 50%, and then the countries where they origin, they have to pay the rest, which is okay because it wouldn't be very expensive. And they go train and then come back and we establish because we need to get our own.
mwabuze cyane gukurikira ikiganiro cyacu rero Imana ikomeze barinde mbibutse yuko mushobora kuba mwabona imodoka zo kugendamo muri Ndori Safaris. Ndori Safaris rero bakaba bahamagara kuri 0788 35 kugura no kugurisha gukodesha ndetse no gutumiza barabafasha. Ikindi ukaba ushobora no kuba wakodesha apartment muri Ndori Safaris ndetse n'ibijyanye na tourism baragufasha. Nitwa Phil Peter, duhure ubutaha mu bindi biganiro byacu.
The Choice Live.
Nashaka kwandika igitabo kuri Miss Jolly kuko kuva 2016 nagiye nkurikirana nibwo natangiye gukurikirana Miss Rwanda n'uburyo iri promoted. Nibaza impamvu Mr Rwanda idahari ariko sinabyitaho ndavuga ko reka menye wenda what about Miss Rwanda. Avuga ko ari manager we nibaza ukuntu byahindutse nsanga harimo kata oya harimo kata 10 harimo muri operation ya Jolly hazaba harimo kata 10 ni uburyo uwo mu manager we wa mbere ni kata yiye yakoresheje kugira ngo Miss Jolly agende aje aho yagombaga kuba ari. Irushanwa ibisohoka mu irushanwa twebwe tubona nibibera mu irushanwa inside irushanwa ryaba ari plank. Iriya audio ntabwo ari ya nyuma, ntabwo ari ya nyuma yuko abaye Miss, wenda nka mbere yuko abakobwa bajya muri camp.
The Choice Live.
Nitwa Pionika Soes, ndagushuje cyane kandi nkwifuza umugisha w'Imana ahantu hose uri, nkubwira ngo uhahe uronke, Imana iri kumwe nawe kandi natwe The Choice turi kumwe nawe cyane. Aha turi kumwe n'umusesenguzi akaba umushakashatsi ndetse akaba n'umwanditsi w'ibitabo. Twaje kuganiriza ku ngingo nyinshi zitandukanye cyane kuzagiye kwibandaho. Reka utangiye tumusuhuza. Mwiriwe neza.
Mwiriwe neza. The Choice harya ngo witwa Opi.
Ni Onika Soes.
Onika Soes. Mwiriwe neza Soes.
Ndakomeye cyane.
Nanjye ndakomeye cyane. Nitwa Holy Steven.
Holy Steven.
Yeah. Holy Steven aba ndi umushakashatsi akenshi bavuga ba private research n'umwanditsi w'ibitabo. Of course hakiyadingaho na business consultant by profession. Yeah.
Watangiye kwandika ibitabo ryari?
Man, my first book natangiriyeho is 24 muri 2014. Yeah.
Iki gitabo cyitwa ngo iki?
The Family.
Cyavuga ku biki?
Cyavugaga ku bintu bijyanye n'umuryango tu. Umuryango, uburyo ese umuryango baho gute, kugeza umuryango uvuyeho hakiyongeraho waguka gute, ese responsibilities z'abantu bo mu muryango ni izihe. Nicyo kindi niyo context nibandaga.
Ukomeje ku muryango hari ibibazo byinshi bira mu muryango, habamo turimo kwakirana muri minsi kwicana ko abantu gucana inyuma. Ibyo bibazo kuri wowe nk'umushakashatsi ubona biterwa n'iki?
Hari impamvu nyinshi zibitera, ariko uyu munsi higanjemo yuko abantu batarasobanukirwa mu by'ukuri ubundi umuryango ni iki. Ntago umuryango ubundi bufite intego. Rero iyo abantu babiri bari mu muryango bafite intego ebyiri zitandukanye kandi baba mu muryango umwe, mbagereranya gutya nk'ukuntu ushobora gufata abantu babiri ukabashyira mu idomoro bose bagomba kugumamo kandi yuzuye amazi. Bagomba kugumamo kandi iyo domoro yuzuye amazi. So iyo rero batemeranyije ko bagomba kugumamo, byanga bikunda umwe ari buzamuke amena amazi cyangwa arwana ashaka kuvamo idomoro ize guhirima amazi agire gute ameneke. So umuryango rero abantu babiri bari mu muryango umwe bafite intego ebyiri zitandukanye, ntago bishoboka yuko bagumana. Ni ngombwa yuko before yuko wihuza n'undi mugomba kubureba ngo ese uyu muntu byibura ubundi we n'icyo akurikiranye, n'icyo ashyira imbere, nge n'iki nshyira imbere. Hari gihe usanga muri mu nzira ebyiri zitandukanye, abantu bari sans nike rero bari mu mihanda ibiri itandukanye ntabwo wakwemeza ko bari mu rugendo rumwe cyangwa bari mu muhanda umwe. So mbona icyo ngicyo gishamikiyeho ibintu byinshi ibya finance, iby'uyu munsi yuko buri muntu ashaka kwigenga. So
ukabona ko weho uko kwicana kw'abantu cyangwa se gucanya biterwa nuko wabashakanye cyangwa se n'abana babo bose badafite goals zimwe.
Umuryango bundi ugomba kuba ufite intego zimwe kubera ko niko kwihuza kw'abantu babiri. Niyo mpamvu abantu babiri bihuza bakavuga ngo reka nkore gutya, n'undi akavuga ngo reka nkore gutya, hanyuma bagasunikira hamwe. So iyo rero batatangiye gusunikira hamwe, umwe asunika undi akurura, biba bitangiye gucika. Aho ngaho bihera mu myumvire bikajya mu myitwarire, bikongera noneho bikagaruka ko ba bantu batazi yuko bakagombye kuba bashyira hamwe. So urumva ko biba byabaye ikibazo cyo kutumvikana ku bintu byo kubaka urugo cyangwa umuryango. Ni inzu imwe, mwese mugomba kuzamurira hamwe, fondasiyo ikaba ababyeyi, abana bagakura bakamera nk'ibyumba bigize inzu. So hari igihe rero buriya nimba inkuta ari ababyeyi, ibyumba akaba ari abana, iyi nkuta zatangiye gusenyuka, bivuze ngo n'ibyumba ntacyo biba bimaze, biba bigifashe hehize. Nukuraho urukuta rwo hariya n'urwo hariya, icyumba kizasigara ari ikirangarirwa, nta muntu wakibamo. So ntabwo twavuga ngo dufite generation nziza igihe ibyumba inkuta ibyumba byagakuriye mu nkuta zo zirimo gusenyuka. Nta generation yabihari of course.
Hari n'abandi bantu bavuga ngo ikibazo cy'uburinganire, ko bavuze ngo uburinganire, hari abantu bashobora kuba barabyumvise nabi bakumva ko uburinganire bakagomva muri sense ndi, hari dufite sense bita sense figure na sense propre, hari ushobora kubyumva muri sense figure undi akabyumva muri sense propre. So ukukumva uburinganire nabi kandi nabyo biri mu bintu biri gutera ukukumera nabi kw'imiryango, uremeranya nabo?
Of course ubundi ikintu kikiza ntago abantu bacyumva kimwe, cyane ko hari abababona yuko baje kwakwa imbaraga. So ubwo biterwa nanone mu bazanye uburinganire, mu baje gupromotinga iki kintu cya gender balance kugira ngo bayibalancing, bivuze ngo yari unbalanced. So iyo uje kwigira icyo kintu nk'uko bivuze, hari abantu babifata gutyo, kandi ubundi umugore n'umugabo babiriho kuzuzanya, ni complementary, ntabwo ari ukuvuga ngo hari complete. Ntabwo umuntu aza kukuzuza ahubwo muruzuzanya. N'inturuka ni nk'uko iyo bitugize gutya nibwo umuntu akora imbaraga cyane. So ntabwo wavuga ngo iki kiganza ngo kizaza kuzuza iki, ahubwo iki nacyo gikeneye iki kugira ngo kibe gifite imbaraga, navuga ngo ziri super powers. So uburinganire rero ntabwo ari ukuringanira kw'abantu babiri, ahubwo ni ukuringanira k'uburyo ibintu byakorwagamo n'inyungu zibivamo. Ntabwo umugore agenewe ibi cyangwa umugabo agenerwa ibi. Ni ukuvuga nimba tuvuze ngo mu kazi ntabwo umugabo yemerewe kano kazi cyangwa umugore ngo areke kukemererwa. Nibyo navugaga, ibyo dukora n'inyungu zibivamo, icyo nicyo tuba dukwiye kuringaniraho. Naho gufata abantu babiri, umugabo n'umugore baringanire, icyo baringaniraho ni icyo nyine, ni ibyo bakora, ni inshingano, nta kindi baringaniraho. So ibyo ngibyo rero nta nubwo byakabaye bituma hari abantu batandukana, ahubwo byakabaye byongera imbaraga. Urumva haba harabayeho ikintu kijyanye n'imyumvire idasobanutse yuko gender balance biteza kuba umwe ari super, ari hejuru undi ari hasi sorry, biteza ikibazo. Ariko iyo tuje kuvuga ngo tubalansinge responsibility, tubalansinge imyumvire dufite, twumve yuko influence yawe irakenewe, ndetse biriya nta nubwo byakabaye bituruka ahandi hantu kure, ahubwo ni ibintu twebwe twakabaye tureba tukavuga ngo okay, twebwe mu muryango iwacu ubundi dukwiye kwimakaza gender balance. Nta nubwo ari ngombwa ngo bituruke hejuru hariya, byagakwiye kuba bituruka mu miryango ahubwo bizamuka. Mwumvishe, niyo mpamvu bitaba promoted neza, kubera ko bimanuka hejuru biza hasi. Ariko ubundi byakabaye bimeze nk'igiti gikura kikabagenda kikagira amashami, hanyuma cyamara kugira amashami, ya mashami akongera agacreating igicucu abantu bagomba kubamo. Gender balance ni igicucu abantu bagomba kubamo, ariko igomba kuba ari ikintu cyako. iyo tuvuze gender balance iyo tugize ikintu cya harassment kibaho mu kazi, wareba itangwa ry'akazi uyu munsi ibintu bisigaye bishingirwaho ruswa z'ibitsina kugira ngo ibintu bikorwe, ntago gender balance yari yakorwa.
ubwo bushakashatsi se bwa ruswa z'ibitsina urabufite cyangwa ufite igihamya?
Man, ntago ari n'ibintu uyu munsi wenda iyo uvuze hari abantu tujya tugerageza kuganira, uretse ko buriya biba bitari ngombwa yuko ndi buze wenda kubatanga amazina, ariko biracyagoye kubera yuko ikintu ugenewe nta kindi wakabaye wakwa kugira ngo ukigereho. Iyo rero bigenze gutyo biba bigaragara yuko ya gender balance itaragikora, ni faveur isi urimo kugirira umuntu kugira ngo agikore, kandi of course afite powers zo gukora icyo kintu, afite ubushake, afite ubushobozi. So iyo ruswa uyu munsi iracyahari, ndetse n'imibare ituruka wenda muri, ntago nigeze nyikusanya neza yose yo muri transparency ngo nabo ubwabo baracyabikoraho ama research, ariko muri ruswa, ubwoko bwa ruswa dufite uyu munsi na ruswa y'igitsina irahari.
aho hantu se hari nk'ubushakashatsi umaze gukora bwagaragaye muri ruswa y'igitsina cyane ni ubuhe?
Man, maze iminsi, reka wenda ngaruke kuri point ina trend cyane. Na trend cyane hari operation yitwa Miro 11 niyo ndimo gukora, ntago irarangira neza ariko reka nyigushonesheho gatoya. Yitwa Miro 11, ni Miss Rwanda Operation 11. Impamvu hariho 11 kuva muri 2019 kugera muri 2009 kugera uyu munsi muri 2022 hamaze kubaho Miss Rwanda zigera kuri 11. Niko ntekereza. So niyo mpamvu ari Miro 11, Miss Rwanda Operation 11. No kureba nibiki byagiye bibamo. Nayizanye gute? Nayizanye ndimo nashaka kwandika igitabo kuri Miss Jolly, kuko kuva 2016 nagiye nkurikirana, nibwo natangiye gukurikirana Miss Rwanda n'uburyo iri promoted. Nibaza impamvu Mr Rwanda idahari, ariko sinabyitaho, ndavuga okay reka menye wenda what about Miss Rwanda. Ndimo point ya mbere, hari umuntu twakoranye ikiganiro mubwira ko point ya mbere ari ukumenya what behind yo kugira ngo afate ikamba byagenze gute. Mbere yuko wenda mvuga ngo nzako audience njye kumushaka, nibwo natangiye kugenda nshaka amakuru ahantu ku ruhande hagiye hatandukanye.
Ubundi se kuki wahisemo guhera kuri Miss Jolly?
Nuko mu ba Miss bose wenda navuga ngo ba trendinze cyane, more trend ari number 1. Mu Miss bose yaba bamubanjije n'abamuri inyuma, mu ba trendinze cyane na n'uyu munsi bagitrending. Bari no mu bajaji bo kujajinga abandi ba Miss, niwe uhari. Na the idea yari yavuye kuri uwo muntu twakoranye ikiganiro, ambwira atari ko kwandika ibitabo, why not man? Bitamvuga that's a good idea. Nkitangira gukora research rero, nahise ntangira kugwa ku bintu byagiye biba, management y'uburyo yagiye ihinduka. Management y'uburyo yagiye ihinduka ikava kwa hamutipe Nerieri, sinzi nimba umuzi, wabaye manager we mbere yuko Prince Kid aba manager we, avuga ko ari manager we. Nibaza ukuntu byahindutse, nsanga harimo kata oya harimo kata 10, harimo muri operation ya Jolly hazaba harimo kata 10 ni uburyo uwo mu manager we wa mbere ni kata yakoresheje kugira ngo Miss Jolly agende aje aho yagombaga kuba ari.
That's what you want. Niyo dushaka kutubwira rero sasa.
Icyo cyo ni ikindi kindi onika byazasaba yuko tuganira kata kuri kata.
Nukuvuga ngo buri kata waduha like iminota 2-3. Nabizi uzi gukora niba wandika ibitabo, niyo wandika igitabo kiba gifite amapaji 1000, hari summary kigira inyuma kuri page ya nyuma.
ni ukuvuga wenda nka ubwo aho naba ngiye muri kata zo mu manager wenda yagiye akoresha ni ukubanza kwiga ikibuga iyo ariyo kata ya mbere ubundi kugira ngo umuntu atsindemo hariya bigenda bite kugira ngo umuntu abone intsinzi gusa uretse yuko byaje kurangira ntarakomeza ku ya mbere byaje kurangira mbonye ko izo kata mu by'ukuri ntago ari we wazikoresheje ntago arizo zose yakoresheje kugira ngo kubera ko si we watoraga kugira ngo Miss Rwanda cyangwa Miss Jolly abe Miss Rwanda ntabwo ari we watoraga ntabwo ari we wahitagamo ahubwo byahuje n'amarangamutima ukurikije ibyizo kata zose na testimony we yatanze nyuma uwo manager we yashyize hanze inyandiko nyuma y'uko wenda avuye kuri manager kuri management ya Jolly byasabye yuko atanga kandi kantu kagaragaza overview we yuko abyumva ni ntuza yashyize kuri Facebook yiwe hari inyandiko yashyize kuri Facebook yiwe niyo yari irimo izo kata zose irimo n'impamvu n'ibindi biki byose ariho naje gusanga ngewe ko atari we n'ubundi kataze zose atari zo zakoze ari nabyo birimo kugaruka n'uyu munsi birimo kuba ku bandi bantu ntabwo kata zaba arizo zikora
icyo dushaka izo kata ni izi
kata ya mbere rero ko ari ukumenya ikibuga uko kimeze kata ya kabiri kukaba kumenya ngo ese Miss Jolly abasha kumacinga na qualities za Miss Rwanda ariko nkuko ndi kubikubwira izo kata biza kurangira atari zo kata za nyazo Miss Rwanda yikoresha nyirize
kubera iki noneho sasa izo kata Miss Rwanda ikoresha zitari zo za nyazo nizi
reka tubiganireho gutya Onika uyu munsi hari trend urayizi ya Prince Kid hari trend hari n'amajwi yasohotse warayumvishe nawe ari ahantu henshi hatandukanye yaba ku bindi bitangazamakuru ntiriwe mvuga yagiye asohokaho cyane bikora kuri YouTube ni ukuvuga ngo irushanwa ry'ubwaryo rimeze nk'ari plank irushanwa ibisohoka mu irushanwa twebwe tubona n'ibibera mu irushanwa inside irushanwa ryaba ari plank
niyo mpamvu rero nk'umushakashatsi kugira ubitubwire
irushanwa ry'ubwaryo ryakabaye ari plank
mu buhe buryo
kuko uyu munsi nibwo tugiye kumenya amakuru ya nyayo y'ibibera muri Miss Rwanda nkimara kumenya sinzi impamvu biriya bintu byahuriranye ndi kwandika igitabo ndimo kwikorera ubushakashatsi akantu nka kariya kagahita kagwamo kagahita kampa amakuru noneho nyirizina yo kugira ngo mbashe kumva ngo ese ubundi ni ibiki biba bikorwa hariya ni igiki cyakozwe kugira ngo abashe kuva hariya agere hariya mpita mbona n'ibindi bintu so icyo ndibuze kukubwira mbere y'uko wenda njya kuri kata ya kane trend irimo kubaho uyu munsi irimo kugaragaza yuko Miss Rwanda nk'uko twebwe twayibonaga ibyo twabonaga kuri televiziyo it's a plank a real plank kubera ko nimba umuntu ashobora kuba Miss Rwanda akagera aho afata ikamba ariko mu by'ukuri bisa nkaho byapanzwe nta mpamvu ya competition gusa competition yaba ari iki ntayihari tekereza tugiye kuvuga ngo wenda tugiye kuvuga ngo mani n'indi kipe birakina sibyo ariko n'ubundi turabizi yuko izatwara igikombe n'iriya ubwo se umutoza n'abakinnyi bakwirirwa batakaza imbaraga baza nta mpamvu so irushanwa rero ubwaryo ryaba ari plank ahubwo sibyo bimeze nkaho ari ikibuga kizamo abantu benshi ugamije gutoranya iki abushakaho sibyo ari ikibuga kirimo abantu benshi ugamije gutoranya abo ushaka.
ubwo nk'ingero waduha z'abamisi bashobora kuba baraje muri ubwo buryo bizwi neza ko bari butsinde ni bande?
Of course nkurikije tutarajyana kure n'uyu wa 2022
yitwa
Muheto. Of course nawe final yageze n'ubundi bizi kari uri butsinde. Bizwi n'abagomba kugira ngo bayimwe dukurikije abayitanga
ushingira ku kivuga ko byari bizwi nabo.
Okay. Abayitanga nkurikije record numvishe y'amajwi. Sinzi nimba nayo majwi nayo warayumvishe reka. Amajwi ya trendinze.
Amajwi
yaje nyuma. Nje niho rero ndimo gushingira mbikubwira. Uzi impamvu ubundi mu majwi nyirizina
kuko ari amajwi nta sosa afite.
Ari amajwi tuzi ngo nayabande.
Ariko mu majwi nyirizina ubundi ibintu byose rega iteka ryose biba bikekwa mane.
Nese ubwo nk'umushakashatsi nyine nk'umuntu ukora research ishingira kuri source
no ntago ari ukuvuga ko ari nowhere kubera yuko ntago ari amajwi ari nowhere. Kuba twebwe twemeza yuko sibyo n'abantu dushatse twavuga yuko ikiremwa muntu gituruka from nowhere, ariko ntago mu bushakashatsi ariko tubibara twebwe tubara amakuru ari aho ngaho ameze gute. So nimba amakuru ahari
ikibazo ni kimwe twibaza aha ngaha ufata amakuru bavuze ko binakekwa ko warangiza ukayashimangira ngo bimeze gutya, ubwo ni ukuvuga ngo aho ngaho nawe waba uri gucanga abantu.
Ntago ari ugucanga abantu.
Urugero wenda nimba ubikoze mu bushakashatsi ugiye kwandika igitabo ubwo ayo majwi wavuga uti nifashishije amajwi nakuye aha ubwo wavuga ko ari sosi
nibyo wenda ikibazo nari ngize nimba kuvuga ku bindi bitangazamakuru ku gitangazamakuru kuvugaho ibindi bitangazamakuru numvaga bitemewe. Nta kibazo. Okay. Hari amajwi navuga ngo yacishijwe ku bitangazamakuru bitandukanye. Nge nayumviye ku gitangazamakuru cyitwa BTN. Bivuga ko ari amajwi ya Muheto ndetse aganira na Prince Kid. Nkimara kumva ayo majwi nkumva ikiganiro bagiranye ko yakora ibishoboka byose agashyiramo imbaraga umukobwa akabona ibyishimo akeneye. Ibyishimo akeneye byari byo kuba Miss Rwanda.
Yari umukobwa sabisabaga cyangwa yari umugabo wabisabaga?
Niwe wabivugaga nyine ko we ashobora gukora igishoboka cyose umukobwa we akabona ibyishimo akeneye. Ibyishimo kandi uwo mukobwa yari akeneye nkuko yaje muri competition no kubona ikamba ka Miss Rwanda. Si byo se yari akeneye.
Kuri wowe ubona ya audio ni ya nyuma yuko abaye Miss cyangwa ni ya mbere yuko kuba Miss?
Iriya audio ntabwo ari iya nyuma. Ntabwo ari iya nyuma yuko abaye Miss. Iriya audio ishobora kuba iri hagati na hagati.
Ushatse kuvuga iki?
Hagati wenda nka mbere yuko abakobwa bajya muri camp. Sinzi ni muri kubyumva. Before yuko bajya muri camp. Kubera ko burya muri camp selection ibisa nkaho irimo igenda igera ku musozo, ntago biba bikiri vague cyane. Ahubwo umuntu yavuye muri judgment. Kuko urumva akantu kabaye kuri Muheto niwe mu Miss wenyine umujaji yero yaramubwira ati uri mwiza, arabimwerurira. Ibyo nawe urabizi, Joli yarabivuze.
Bigashushanya iki sasa muri Miss Rwanda?
Aza akantu naje kubona kavuze neza nitonze. Prince Kid nkuko byari byaravuzwe biriya bintu byo kuba wenda hari ntago ari ubwa mbere yaravuzweho biriya bintu byo kuba wenda hari kata z'abakobwa kugira ngo babone amakamba.
izo kata nyine nizo dushaka
icyo ndi kukubwira, hari kata zo kuba hari ukundi kuntu aganira n'abakobwa cyangwa abonana nabo kugira ngo babashe kubona, babashe gutsinda. Sindi ni muri kubyumva, babashe kubona ikamba, babashe kugenda gute, ya ruswa wenda yo kuba wenda ari umwake ari buryamane nawe bigakorwa. Ntago ari ubwa mbere byari bivuzwe. Nimba atari ubwa mbere byari bivuzwe, ariko bikaba batarabonye nk'ibimenyetso bituma bihamya ko. Naritegereje gutya ndabibona, nza kureba nsanga Jori akimara kubwira Muheto ko ari mwiza nk'umujudge, ese yaramusunitse? Umukobwa yaramusunitse kwigirira confidence, ariko se nta wundi muntu ushobora kuba yaramubonye koko ko ari we mukobwa mwiza ashobora kuba yahitamo? So ibyo ngibyo mbipozinga ku ruhande, so mpita njya noneho kuri ya majwi ndayumva neza. Umukobwa wavuzwe ko ari mwiza niwe noneho mu majwi wari urimo kuganira, nkurikije source nakuye numvishe kuri cya gitangazamakuru aricyo nababwiye cya BTN. Nkurikije iriya source numva ko Muheto arimo kuganira na Prince Kid. Mpita mvuga intoke, yavuzwe ko ari mwiza biragaruka nanone, none arimo kuganira n'umuntu uhagarariye ikigo gitegura Miss Rwanda. Kandi ibintu bari barimo kuganira wagerageza ukumva ni ibintu bitari, which is not a business. Biri personal koko, ni ibintu biri personal, umuntu yakaganiriye n'undi banicaye, bitari related na business. Of course ibyo bintu mpise mbihuza, nahise mvuga okay, ahangaha nimba bitaravugwaga ko atari ubwa mbere byari bivuzwe yuko Prince Kid ashobora kuba yaka wenda nka ruswa y'igitsina abakobwa kugira ngo babone ikamba. Iki cyaje ari nka gihamya
kuko iyo ruswa ayaka.
Nimba ari gihamya ko iyo ruswa yaka, ninde wavuze ngo bashake gihamya?
Icyo nicyo kibazo sasa. Ninde
wigeze kumva, sinzi igihe byabereye, Jori bamubaza kuri Miss Rwanda akavuga ngo Prince Kid yagize Miss Rwanda nk'akarima ke. Tekereza yuko icyo gihe arimo kuganira nande ninde muri bano bantu bacu ni
Abanyamakuru se kuri The Choice.
Yes,
ubwo ni
Philipita. Nahise ngaruka nanone kuri iyo ngingo, nimba yarayigize nk'akarima ke, ako karima sibyo, ako karima burya umurima uburimo iki, uburimo ibihingwa. Kandi ibihingwa biri muri Miss Rwanda navuga ngo nibyo biri muri ako karima ni abakobwa.
Ubushatse kuvuga ko Jori yafashe abakobwa kwajyana n'ibyo bihingwa ari byo Prince Kid yifashishije.
Ari cyo mvuze, mbihuje ni ukuvuga ngo iyo tuvuze akarima kabamo ibihingwa. Sibyo? Nimba Miss Rwanda ari akarima, ibihingwa birimo ni abakobwa. Bivuze ngo iyo ufashe ikintu akarima kawe, sibyo? Ikintu ukakigira akarima kawe, icyo ubukoresha ni bya bihingwa. Cyo nicyo bisobanuye. Cyo nicyo bisobanuye. So rero aho ngaho ngarutse nkahuza ya majwi, nkahuza n'ibyo biganiro byose, hari harabuze gihamya yuko iyo kata Prince Kid agira gute ayikoresha. Kandi urumva wenda nuko Jori nawe atari afite factor runaka yo kugaragaza ati se sinzi nimba wenda yaranamaje ati se yayigize akarima ke gute. Nicyo kintu cyahise kinza mu mutwe. So nita nkomeza rero nigira noneho kugira ngo ngende nshaka amakuru agiye atandukanye no kuvuga ngo no kwibaza ngo nkomeza kwibaza ngo ese ubundi mu majwi Prince Kid ari bwo avuga ngo nta personal growth afite, Jolly nta personal growth afite, ndavuga se ninde uha abakobwa bo muri Miss Rwanda personal growth? Ninde uyibaha? Nimba avuga ko we yayiha umwe, bivuze ngo niwe ugena personal growth z'abarimo. Ndavuga oya, iyo operation noneho igomba gutangirwa gakorwa Miss Rwanda kuva muri 2009 kugeza uyu munsi wa none. Hagiye haba ibiki twebwe uyu munsi tutazi. Nkuko nabikubwiye, operation ntagira arangira.
Ibyo maze kubona ni ibi.
Ibyo maze kubona n'ubundi ni ibyansanze hahandi birimo gutrendinga kuri ya kata ya Jolly, ya ntuza ya Jolly, kugira ngo abashe kuva kuri management yiwe agere hahandi.
Reka ndikuguca mu ijambo. Byakunda wowe uvuze ko wari usanzwe ubikora ubushakashatsi kandi ubyandika. Reka ibi ngibi byabaye tubyibagize, tumere nk'aho bitabaye. Mbere yabwo weho wari warabonye iki? Mbere y'ibi ngibi byabaye.
Bwa mbere ubundi byatangiye nge nishimira irushanwa. Of course byatangiye nishimira irushanwa, numva ko ari n'ikintu cyiza, ngira ngo wenda ndanabyandikeho cyangwa nzasohora ingingo ngira ngo nshishikarize ababyeyi bagiye batandukanye ko bashobora gutanga chance ku bana babo bakajyayo kubera ko yari platform nziza. Niho hano byatangiriye. Nkuko nabikubwiye, amakuru ya mbere natangiye ngiye kuyakurikirana muri 2016 kuko nibwo nari icyo gihe bwa mbere nakoraga ubushakashatsi ku bintu by'ikoranabuhanga cyane. Ntago nari nakagiye mu bintu bijyanye n'imibereho y'abantu, buryo development z'abantu zikorwa, buryo talent z'abantu ziba show up, ariko nza kureba iby'imiziki mbikoraho gakeya, ariko nsanga mu Rwanda platform dufite igeranyije n'imibereho y'abantu, Miss Rwanda ni imwe yarije gupromotinga iterambere ry'abagore cyane noneho ry'abakobwa binyuze muri iyo platform. Nibwo natangiye kuyigaho. So ahantu hambere nahereye n'ubundi nkuko nabikubwiye, kwari ukuza nanone kwa Miss Jolly. Niho ngewe nahereye 2016. Ndeba motivation bahabwa, mbona ko buri mubyeyi wese umwana we yikeneye. Mbona iyo platform no kukwerekana ibyo ushoboye, mentality yawe urwego ihagazeho, measurement upimaho ubwiza bwawe ndetse na confidence wifitiye kuba wakora ibintu bimwe cyangwa ibindi mu rwego rwo kugaragaza icyo ushoboye, kugira ngo na societe nayo ibashe kwiyumvamo yuko abagore barashoboye kameme. Ariko nyuma yaho mpita ngaruka ku mishinga y'abakobwa yagiye isohoka. Nyabyo n'ikiganiro nigeze nkorana n'undi munyamakuru, ngira ngo wenda uramuzi, bamwita The Lion, The Lion. Namubwira nti iyi mishinga yose abakobwa bo muri Miss Rwanda bavuze, iyo baza kuyishyira hanze, u Rwanda twari kuba dufite iki? Paradiso. U Rwanda twari kuba dufite paradiso.
Of course, kuko bavuga byinshi kandi bizeza ibintu byinshi.
Kandi nkurikije ko uburyo byakabaye bikorwaho, u Rwanda twari kuba turi paradiso. Okay, mpita nibaza ngaruka inyuma ndareba ndavuga ngo indi mishinga ijya he? Indi mishinga ijya he? Indi mishinga ijya hehe? Ikorwa mu buhe buryo? Ese iva hehe ikageza hehe? Ese bagaruka mu itangazamakuru baje kuvuga uburyo ibyo bagezeho, achievement bakabaye bafite na network na platform baba bafite, bakabaye ari bo bantu bari successful twaba dufite barimo no gutraininga, babaye n'abakire tu bari mu Rwanda tuvuga ngo abakobwa bari wealth cyane cyangwa bateye imbere bafite ubukungu buhagaze neza bakabaye ari bo kubera ko they gain a good platform berekaniraho bya bindi bagezeho. Aho hantu niho hatangiye kumbera ikibazo gikomeye cyane. Nibyo naho nibarije ikibazo mvuga ngo ese personal growth y'umukobwa wagiye muri Miss Rwanda igenwa nande, izamurwa nande, izamurwa n'umuntu umwe cyangwa arayikorera. Haza trend zigiye zitandukanye, ngerageza ngewe no kureba wenda gukurikirana ese mu itangazamakuru iyo bagarutsemo baba bagarutse kuvuga iki. Akenshi ntago baba bagarutse kuvuga za achievement z'ibyo bagezeho, projet zabaho zavuye naho zageze, abagenerwa bikorwa zabashije kugeraho, ntago ari cyo kiba kigarutswe. Baba bagarutse kwivugaho muri rusange, just uburyo babayeho, amafoto yabo ari hariya ariyo twebwe twirirwa tubona kuri za social media. Impamvu tutabona izo projet nuko zidakorwa. Nicyo kintu ngewe nahise nanzwa ndavuga ngo impamvu tutazibona ari twebwe abanyarwanda bagenerwa bikorwa tutazibona nuko zitagira gute, nuko zidakorwa.
Ukabona ko impamvu zidakorwa ari iyihe?
Kano kanya nari ntaraprovinga ibintu byinshi, ariko bimwe mu bintu bibiri maze kubona yuko bituma zidakorwa. Ikintu cya mbere, ikamba nkuko nakubwiye dushingiye kuri factor ya vuba, irushanwa ribaye ari prank. Nukuvuga ngo ibyo tuvuga yuko abasohoka muri competition ntago ari abashoboye koko bagenda bakimplementing. Uko ari byo nakubwiye, ntago ari bo bagenda bakimplementing. So impamvu ya mbere yaba ari ukuba uwitwa ko yatsinze irushanwa mu by'ukuri atari we wari ukwiriye kugira gute kuri tsinda. Yaba ari impamvu ya mbere. Impamvu ya kabiri nuko uwatumye ari tsinda nawe atamuhaye umwanya wo kugira ngo agire gute akore bya bindi akeneye gukora, sibyo? Ahubwo ari uwo gukora mu nyungu ze. Ibyo bwabyo ibyo bintu bibiri ntago bishobora gutuma projet ijya mu bikorwa. Kuko man, I know what niki bisaba kugira ngo projet ibe implemented. Me, I do a business. Ariko nzi sacrifice bisaba umuntu kugira ngo ave kuri step imwe, mve kugucreating a product, ngere hehe, ngere kuyicuruza abantu bayibone, implementing. Noneho umuntu wahawe allowance n'igihugu ngo nimba twaguhisemo ko iyi projet yawe ugomba kugenda ukayikora, bivuze ngo nta mpamvu nimwe abafite yuko udatuma projet ye iba implemented. Kubera ko allowance amarembo abafunguye we ahariho hose. Nimba umuntu afunguriwe amarembo ariko akaba atinjira, no kubera iki? No kubera ko hari undi umuheza inyuma cyangwa umukoresha mu nyungu ze kugira ngo ya project aba implemented.
Tumeze nk'abagana ku musozo y'ikiganiro turimo kugirana aha ngaha. Urambwira wavuze muheto gusa, undi muntu ubona wajeho uburiganya ninde? Mu magambo make tugana ku musozo.
Undi muntu buriya nkurikije wenda ibimaze kugaragara, Najoro ashobora kuba yarajeho uburiganya. Ariko uburiganya buteye gutya hari ingingo ebyiri. Hari uburiganya bw'uko umuntu we ku giti cye ashobora kuba ashoboye ibintu, ariko ntumuhe umwanya ngo koko abishobore. Hakaba yuko wowe umaze kubona yuko ibintu abishoboye, ariko wowe ukaba ushaka kumukoresha mu nyungu zawe.
Ni iki cyabaye?
Ntekereza yuko Miss Rwanda ubundi ntago yakabaye umuntu yamaze kuba Miss, ntago yakabaye agira umumanager uri private, kubera yuko nicyo Miss Rwanda ikora na Rwanda Inspiration Backup niyo yakabaye ari under management, ari under management yande ya Rwanda Inspiration Backup. Ntago yakabaye agira undi mu manager uri private. Ariko mu makuru dufite uyu munsi ntari buze wenda kuvuga source yayo neza, umunsi twayibonye nayo tuzayibaha neza. Bigaragara yuko Prince Kid yigeze kuba manager uri private wa Jolly. Ari naho ahera avuga muri audio nawo avuga yuko Jolly adafite personal growth. Ni gute wifata, sibyo? Ni gute wifata nimba uwo muntu koko utamubuza amahirwe cyangwa utarigeze umubuza amahirwe cyangwa utarigeze umutangira ngo agira hagera, ni gute uvuga ngo ntabwo afite personal growth? Uyu munsi nawe ategura irushanwa rirenze iryo utegura. How can you determine that this person she hasn't any personal growth kandi ari gutegura ikintu kirenze icyo wowe utegura? Urumva icyo kintu kugira ngo wire kuruvuga icyo ngicyo atabaye haba hari ikintu kindi kibyihishe inyuma, haba hari ki ufite
nka kimwe ukeka kibyihishe inyuma. Kimwe gusa ni iki?
Kimwe nshobora gukeka ni ugukeka yuko connection wenda Jolly afite ashobora kuba yarazihawe na Prince Kid, akaba ashobora kuvuga yuko wenda azimwatse ibyo byahagarara. So nicyo ngicyo navuga ngo
ku musozo mu ijambo rimwe gusa, Prince Kid urabona icyaha kimufata nubwo tutari RIB cyangwa se polisi cyane kimufata kurikije ubushakashatsi bwawe?
Banika buriya ego ubutabera bukora akazi kabwo, ariko ubutabera bwashyizweho n'abantu. Wenda mbere yuko mvuga kuri icyo kintu, abantu ntibaze kubyita judgment, ariko mu cyongereza tugira ikintu bita perspective. Icyo buriya perspective ibisobanuye ni uburyo tubona ibintu twebwe mbere yuko wenda ubwo butabera buza. Ariko reka ndeke kuvuga ngo kiramuhama, ariko biragaragara yuko hari ibyabaye. Biragaragara yuko hari ibyabaye bishobora gushingirwaho, ubwo twe tuzabona resulta bashingiye kuri ibyo byabaye.
So cyari ikiganiro cyiza twajyanye na umushakashatsi akaba n'umwanditsi w'ibitabo, dore ko ari no kwandika ubushakashatsi no kwandika igitabo kuri Miss Rwanda. Ndabashimiye abantu mwese mukurikiye The Choice Live. Imana ibaho umugisha, muhaye muronke ahantu hose muri. Ndagushimiye cyane ko bitabiye ubutumire bwacu tukaza kuganira natwe.
Thanks Onika, thanks kuri The Choice. Mwakoze cyane.
Imana iguhe umugisha.
The Choice Live.